Hello, folks. This is Mike from Mike's Magic. There we go. Oops. Resto Detailing and Paint Enhancement / Paint Correction here in a sunny Memorial Day in Sharpsburg, Georgia. Right then. And thank you very much to all those who sacrificed and managed to return home, and those who did not return home. A special thanks and respect to those and their families here on Memorial Day. Thank you very much for what you have done that enables the rest of us to do what we do. But I didn't go live today. I was having trouble getting on, but that's okay because this project is kind of a rehash. Not a whole lot new to say from previous videos. Some of you may recognize this car, this 1997 Dodge Viper GTS. Can y'all see that? I think so. Sparkle Edition, which I think refers to the paint. I'm not sure. 1 of 7 made. And the article I read said that several of those have been totaled out and wrecked. Not sure if they were repaired and put back on the road or not, but even at 1 of 7 of these handmade cars makes it kind of special in my book. I think it's got a V10 in it, lots and lots of horsepower. It says in the owner's manual, do not drive in the rain or on a wet road. And the reason for that, one of the reasons for that is the raw horsepower this thing has. It's a 6-speed, but these tires, this is the most tread you can get on a tire that will fit this car, according to my owner. And he got the most tread he could find, but these are basically designed for dry pavement, not wet pavement. They do great on dry pavement, but they don't do worth a damn on wet pavement. This car, I understand, was built for the track. We had this car in here previously. We did all the paint correction and all that, and we ceramic coated all that part of the car, including the roof. But we did not, and we did the front end down here and back there, but we did not do the hood because he wanted to take it and have these hand painted on. This is hand painted artistry, folks. He has a lady that comes to his shop and does this sort of thing for him. Sometimes she just does pinstripes, but she paints them on by hand. Almost a lost art. And I'm pretty sure he had to replace this badge down here, but I'm not sure if he replaced the one on the other side. But I did not ceramic coat the hood because if I had, this paint would not have stuck, and that new badge emblem down there would not have stuck either. So after he got all that done, he had to bring it back so that I could do this. And plus he had decided he wanted some interior work done, and he wanted the glass ceramic coated as well, which has all been done. And before, when I had it, I did not ceramic coat down here because I couldn't get to all of it with the hood down. So I waited and I did these the other day because I was able to lift the hood up and get those. Kind of risky. You can do this by yourself, lift this hood up, but it's kind of risky. What you have to do is pop it loose here, and it just pops up a little bit, and then you grab it underneath here in the middle and pull up gently, and the hood comes open this way. I think it's called a clamshell. I'm not sure. But I cleaned it again and did all that. I mean, this coating, ooh, I am telling you what, that is some insane shine and gloss. Oh, Lord of mercy. And folks, when you're putting these ceramic coatings on, pay close attention to the labels. Depending on the manufacturer, a lot of them are different, but they all give you an ideal range of temperature and humidity in which to apply them. You can apply them outside of that range, but you have to watch them like a hawk and be ready to buff off. The hotter it is normally, the quicker you have to buff off. Some of them, when it's like 90, 100 degrees outside and you don't have air conditioning like I do, sometimes you apply it to a small area and you almost have to buff off immediately. And if the temperatures were in the correct range, you would probably wait 2 minutes or so. It can get very tricky in extreme temperatures, but I just wanted to show you guys right quick. And this paint, I wish you guys were here. It is so slick. It is ridiculous. Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. I can't remember if we have a topper on here or not. I believe that we do, because sometimes when I rub it with my bare finger, it leaves a little smudge, which is okay, protecting the ceramic coating. But, you know, the interior on this thing wasn't horrible. It wasn't terrible. I also went back and ceramic coated these. Ooh. Because that paint there can be rather fragile, because they use really cheap, soft paint on that. But, yeah, there were some smudges and some streaks and some other stuff on these panels inside of here. I suspect some of it was from wear and tear, because even though this car doesn't have too many miles, I don't know, 5,000 or 6,000 miles, it was obviously used and driven to some degree, and you had stuff getting on the panels from people, their dirty arms and hands, you know, with the body oils and that kind of stuff. And there was some streaking and some smudging. I think I got 99% of that out, and then I went back and put a protective coating on everything. Everything. Cleaned up these leather seats. Used a real gentle cleaner and a very soft brush, which some of you may have seen from my photos. You can see there's some wear and tear, particularly on the bolsters here, which is typical of most cars, particularly in the driver's area. This gets the most use. Not much I can do about that, but it looks way better than it did. I made sure I got all these cracks and creases cleaned out really well before I put the coating on. So they turned out really nice. Did the console, got all the dust and dirt out of everything. Put leather conditioner even on these boots here. The steering wheel, the leather parts of the steering wheel, I used one type of conditioner protectant on the leather parts and another part on this plastic / vinyl part. And I'm going to tell you what, this dash was difficult because it's a real soft plastic vinyl. I'm not sure why or what was going on there, but it makes it very difficult to clean, and it also makes it very difficult to protect because it just sucks the protectant right up, and you have a horrible time getting all the streaks and stuff out, which was evidenced by some of the stuff that was left. And I would not be at all surprised if some of that returns on some of this plastic and vinyl there, down here, because of the chemicals that are in here, they have a tendency over time to gas out for years and years and years and years. And so that causes some of that. And so that may happen again, I do not know. But it is protected now. If it simply gets dusty or just a little bit dirty, or you get some sweat on it, body oils, that kind of stuff, basically now you could just wipe it off with a damp microfiber cloth. You don't need any cleaner, nothing. And folks, I do not recommend using stuff like Simple Green, all that kind of stuff on this kind of stuff, nor the leather, because sometimes, and I have seen it happen, it'll streak it, smudge it, and it'll just cause you more problems than it's worth. If you are going to use it, dilute it way down. But yeah, that turned out very well. The steering wheels was just a little bit grimy, grubby, and slightly tacky feeling from the body oils and stuff that had gotten on there, as were these levers and stuff here in the buttons. Yeah, but now they're dry to the touch. Let's see if I can get in here. Oh man, you have to be a contortionist to do an interior like this, folks. There's not much room in here. Man, I was laying upside down when I was trying to get all this stuff up under there. Woo-wee. The back, getting in the back was damn near impossible. But you can see that 200 miles an hour on the speedometer, and I bet it'll come close. All these gauges, very cool, very cool. But I think I got most of the streaking and stuff that was on here off, and now it's protected. It shouldn't happen again, but as I said, if this stuff is still gassing out, it may, but it should be relatively easy to remove the next go around. And now any dust, that sort of thing that settles on here, is easily wiped off, because this is a water-based dressing and it dries to the touch, so stuff like that that lands on it won't stick. It just lays there and you can just wipe it right off. Some of these silicone petroleum based protectants, and I won't call any companies names, particularly the ones you get on the retail level, they leave residue on there that when they don't attract dirt, but when dirt and dust lands there, it just absorbs into the protectant, and it can be a little difficult to remove. This one, as long as the protectant is good, all you need is either a dry cloth or just a very damp one, and just wipe all the stuff off, and it won't hurt a thing. Did the all up here, cleaned the headliner gently. It wasn't really dirty, it was just kind of dusty, a little bit of dirt here and there, but just gently cleaned all that, because they can be kind of fragile with glue especially. But I mean, golly, you can't maneuver in this car. Trying to show you guys the backs. There's not a back seat, but getting back there, holy crap, man. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. You said, Mike, why don't you just fold the seat up? Well, I'm not going to undo the seat, but it only moves, when you release it, it only moves about that far. You could slide it up a little bit and maybe move it that far, but that still doesn't leave much room, and you have to contort yourself to get all back in here and all back in there. Holy cow. Whew. It was something. And cars like this, folks, and what I've told the owner, this stuff right here scratches very easily, and I've removed 95% or better of the scratches in there, and then the ceramic coating helped fill some of that. But what I suggest is, I know you're going to have to press the button to open it up, and I would use a microfiber towel if I had one available to open the door. But when you get ready to shut the door, don't push on it here, push on the glass. The glass is easily cleaned. You can wipe the smudges off, hell, with a paper towel if you want to. You scratch this by putting your hands on it, which you will do. Whole nother ball game. Avoid touching this whenever possible. Holy moly. Complicated, complicated, complicated. Anyway, that's about all. And the plan is, and I talked to him yesterday, and we put off him picking it up because he also has, I think it's black 1941 Ford pickup truck that he's trying to get ready to sell, and he had to have some tire and wheel work done. So he had the wheels done. I think he had those powder coated, and he was having the tires mounted in the morning sometime, and then he's gonna, my understanding is he's gonna bring it down, drop it off, and pick this one up. So I will do a video on that truck when and if it arrives. I said that's the plan for now, and this guy is very dependable. 99.9% of the time he does exactly what he says he's going to do when he says he's going to do it. Occasionally things come up. I know real life gets in the way, so hey, should be another very interesting project. He doesn't seem to think it needs everything this car needed, but we shall see when it gets here. Yeah, most folks just don't have the practiced eye and discerning eye that us detailers have for assessing these vehicles and the paint and determining what can be done, what shouldn't be done, what should be done, and what can be done, and breaking it down into various levels according to budget. This is a six-figure car, and he says he is keeping this one. So he wanted pretty much, this is almost the top level detail. Almost. There's a few things I could go back and do, but sometimes he likes to do some of this stuff himself, and he knows how to do some stuff. So we shall let him try that and see what happens. All right, folks, thank you very much. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified of my next video when that truck gets here. Should be kind of interesting for those of you who are into that sort of thing. And they tell me if you have subscribed, you'll get notifications. I don't know. Like, tag, share, subscribe, follow, comment, all that stuff. Tag people if you think they'd be interested in something like this. But folks, I could not be happier or more satisfied with the results of this paint. I just couldn't. I just finished going over it and over it and over it several more times, and I can't find a damn thing to do to it. I just can't. I've looked at it with inspection lights, trying to catch my lighting everywhere, and I just can't find anything to fix that can be fixed. All right, folks, thank you so much. I hope y'all have a great remainder of your holiday, and we shall catch you guys later.